Hey Chris, Tom for Boxing Social.
Sorry, Tom. Sorry, Boxing Social.
Right.
Hi, Tom.
All right, man. You've often said that you want the fight with Jay OPETEIA, and that could be next. How important is it that you don't look past your opponent this weekend?
Yeah, it's super important. You know, there's been many boxers in my situation in the past where, you know, they've got a fight that or an opponent, you know, and a fight just before a world title, and they take their eye off the ball and they get through it, maybe even with a win, but they don't look that great, and then it all comes tumbling down after that. So it's important not just to win and not overlook this opponent on December 17th, but also to look good doing it. So that's very much what I'm focused on at the moment, is performing, you know, to the best of my ability and keep doing a really good job.
What do you know of your opponent, Armend Xhoxhaj, if I'm saying that correctly? You've gone the distance in your last 4 fights. He's been knocked out twice. Is this a chance for you to show your power and maybe get a stoppage?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the last one went 12 rounds with me. But yeah, for me, it's about making a statement. Obviously, he got stopped by Masternek, who's a world level contender. He's been there and thereabouts for years. He's got more knockouts than I've had fights, nearly double, I think. So for me, it's about making a statement and doing as good, or if not a better job than he did. And but that all comes from performing and not just going out there looking to just sort of just, you know, take shots just to land shots. It's about looking good doing it and looking classy throughout.
Finally, after trying for a headline fight in your hometown for years, you've managed to get 2 in 6 months. How good will it feel to box in Bournemouth once again?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, if you were there, if anyone was there last time, it was an incredible atmosphere. The fans are superb, so it's I owe it to them why we're back there. You know, it's all down to them while we're back there, because they showed up and put on an unbelievable atmosphere and a great night for everyone.
Nice one, cheers, mate.
Thank you, Tom.
Hi, Chris. It's Josh from SecondsOut. You were talking there about fighting down Bournemouth. You've done it a couple of times over the last 6 months or so. Would there be any opportunity to fight at the football stadium at any point? Is that a goal?
Yeah, I mean, that's the dream for me, and that's obviously what we'll be looking at after this one. If I can get a great performance this time, look good, and we can get a world champion over, then why not do it? You know, towards the end of May, early June in the Dean Court. You know, that for me would be a dream. I know that the club are on board with it, and it all comes down to December 17th and putting on a good display, and then, you know, pushing towards that world title fight and getting that there.
Is it all about building towards that world title now? You seem just 1 or 2 steps away. Does it feel like it's on the horizon? Yeah,
absolutely. You know, it's names getting chucked about with all these world champions now. I'm highly ranked with all the governing bodies. I've been mixing it with, you know, around European level and domestic fights and exciting fights, especially this year, obviously with Tommy and against Isaac, which are two good fights. So yeah, for me, it's all about that now and just pushing on.
Is there a preferred route for yourself?
No, I think obviously OPETEIA and Makabu are probably the, you know, outside of Lawrence, obviously, who's a friend of mine. I think they're the bigger names. I think Makabu is obviously, there's been spoke about with Richard fighting him. But, you know, I get a chance to fight for a world title, and that's what it's about for me. And OPETEIA has gone and beat the man, who, you know, Breedis, who was the man at that stage. So if it's him next, and then so be it. And that's a great opportunity for me to prove my worth in the boxing world and cruiserweight division. And that's what the sport's about for me, is about boxing the best. And obviously he's number 1 at the moment.
Perfect. Cheers, Chris.
Cheers, Josh.
Hi, Chris. Lawrence Okolie here. Just wondering, how do you stay motivated, given that you've been fighting progressively better opponents? A lot of these domestic rivals are arguably at least fringe world level themselves. When the world title picture actually looks pretty crowded, obviously your stablemate Lawrence, he's got the Aussie David Light, I believe, ordered. I think another Aussie, Waitley and Masternak, are ordered to fight a final eliminator for OPETEIA. So that's at least another year away to get a route in there. Yeah, I mean, how can you stay motivated sort of just fighting these sort of mid-tier guys who aren't sort of anywhere near to that level that you want to be at?
Well, this is without these fights, I'm just inactive. We could have waited around and potentially boxed OPETEIA next year, because obviously he's out with an injury, and I don't think his mandatory is going to be called straight away. So I think, it's about staying busy for me and staying active and keeping improving. And there's no next fight if I don't perform in this fight. So every fight for me and every camp for me is just a chance to improve and to keep getting better. And that's what it's about. The way I deal with things isn't about just fight by fight. It's camp by camp and improving all the time. Never the finished article, and I'm far from it, and I'm aware of that. So I'm just about learning all the time, and that's what I just look and focus on every day.
Hi, Chris. It's Oscar from Buzz News.
Hi, Oscar.
Hi. We all know that you've stayed active over the past year. Do you feel this has improved yourself as a fighter, and will this continue, do you think?
Yeah, hopefully we can stay active. I think there's an age-old saying in boxing where, an active fighter is a happy fighter. And I think but also the manner of the fights I'm having, obviously, with everything that's gone on, we've even when Turkey pulled out, we got Rejon in to fight, or after the first McCarthy fight, then we had the rematch with Tommy McCarthy, which is obviously a big fight, and then the Isaac Chamberlain fight, which is another big fight. So yeah, it's the progressions through the opponents and through the camps are important, and that's staying busy is important, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying all the challenges that come in my way, and yeah, it's a long way to continue.
And you've been training with Shane McGuigan, who's trained, loads of world champions in combat sports. How well has he been impacting your training? Yeah,
Shane my whole pro career. He's been pivotal and monumental in my progression. I've been in the gym without, probably the least experience in the gym from an amateur, moved into a gym full of world-class fighters, which I was very fortunate to have that opportunity. Very grateful to Shane and the whole McGuigan family. And yeah, I've just lapped up that opportunity. I've stayed in the gym as much as I can. I've very rarely had a long period out of the gym, and just keep trying to keep improving. But yeah, Shane has been obviously monumental, and without Shane, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I'm very grateful for that.
Brilliant. Cheers, Chris.
Cheers, Oscar.
Chris, how you doing, mate? Hope you're all good. Am I right to say this is another one-fight deal with BOXXER?
No, it's a 2-fight deal.
All right, okay. I was going to say your dream was always to fight in Bournemouth, and obviously Ben's gifted you like 2 shows in Bournemouth. Are you looking to kind of have a long-term future plan with BOXXER, seeing as you're quite you're potentially a good few fights away from getting a world title shot?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very grateful to BOXXER and Sky Sports for putting a show on in Bournemouth back in July, and then give me an opportunity to go back there again. Obviously, we campaigned for it for a few years, and it didn't come off, and they've managed to pull it off. So we knew it would work, and I think other people were scared to try it, but obviously the atmosphere and everything from around the last fight was just absolutely huge, and all the reviews we got of the show were just amazing. So I knew it would work, and I'm very grateful to the fans for making it work, but also for the opportunity from BOXXER and Sky Sports.
Have you got any views and opinions on the current situation with Lawrence Okolie and your ex-promoter Eddie Hearn? The latest, obviously, as we heard earlier, Lawrence has now got a fight that's up for first bids.
Yeah, all I know about Lawrence is that he's been obviously ordered to fight David Light, the Aussie guy. Not sure when that is, but that's literally all I know. I don't know anything else that's going on with Lawrence and Eddie.
Good man, Chris. Appreciate your time.
Cheers, mate.
Hi, Chris. Bishop Yomini for MoranSports.com.
Hi, mate.
You said every camp is in need to keep getting better and improving. So how far off the best version of yourself do you feel you are right now?
To be honest, it's a hard question to answer because you never know. Maybe you never reach people never reach their full potential because there's always room for improvement. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but you know, I'm the best version I've been now, and I'll keep improving. Probably until my career's over, because as soon as I stop improving, I think that's when I'll have to call it a day, to be honest with you, mate. Yeah.
And how do you feel this camp has gone for you? Have you had any specific sparring for this opponent?
Yeah, I mean, I've had, it's been a better camp than the last one. The last camp was about 5 weeks before we hit fight week. So it's been a much longer camp, much more enjoyable. And I've been sparring an older amateur opponent of mine, a guy called Sharif Musa, who's, you know, stocky, big puncher, comes forward. Been sparring him. Been sparred Chev Clark, who's similar, because they're both similar to that style of my opponent. He sort of comes forward. He's got good right hand. And both of them have got exactly the same as well. So yeah, we've had those guys in, and also had Craig Richards in as well. I was helping him out obviously before his fight got called off as well.
And what did you think of Chev Clark's performance the other week?
Yeah, really good. You know, I've felt a few of those uppercuts in sparring. He's a very, very powerful guy. Shared the ring with him as an amateur, and we had some great rounds sparring. So I thought it was a good performance.
Thank you.